I'm sure the violation is maybe properly represented or covered by the city codes, maybe. It's like,
This doesn't make sense. There. Okay.
I must want to flip it over. That's not.
Should be education. There you
I looked at the pretty pictures.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did.
go.
Got the gist of it.
Figured it needed to go down. So I did.
or maybe the enforcement process phase, I guess.
The other end of the table.
Did I say that again here?
And this is our laptop.
Steven, can you hear us?
Are we on?
Well, they said there's a mic. Well, the mic's got a little green thing going.
All right, Matt, no more cussing. We're on.
Steven's muted.
I can hear you, counsel. Thank you.
Now he's unmuted, but we can't hear him.
Steven, can you hear us?
Yes, sir, I can. Can you hear me?
All right, so he can hear us, we can't hear him.
I read his lips. He said, yes, sir, I can, something.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I couldn't.
I knew him from somewhere.
Man, it's that guy.
He was a veteran service officer. I knew him from somewhere, and that's where I knew him from. I thought he was like a youth minister at Midway or something. Is there somebody kind of looks like him there? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Council, can you hear me now?
So y'all signed Kershaw again, right? I saw that.
Supposed to be announced tomorrow.
Stephen, can you say something?
Yes, sir. I am speaking right now. Can you hear me?
Anybody read lips?
He's laughing.
Well, let's see.
Yeah, tell him, if he can hear us, ask him to call me on my cell phone or answer his cell phone.
All right.
Stephen, can you call Charles on his cell phone?
Yes, sir.
Bless you.
Stephen, do you have my number?
Well, Charles on the phone with him.
Let's just start.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and get started. Time is 6:05. Determine if a quorum is present. I'm here, Jeff Perry's here, Matt Jones is here, Aaron Allen's here, Randy Jones is here,
Just went blank.
and Chuck Fox is present. Invocation on pledge.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity to come together as a city. We thank you for this great weather we've had. We ask you to bless us and help us to act and speak in your will. We just ask that all the decisions we make would be pleasing to you. We thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Community announcements. Have any of those? Citizen input. A person may address the city council. If your comments are concerning an agenda item, you may wait till the discussion on that item if you prefer. Once recognized by the mayor, please step forward to the speaker's podium, state your name and address, and speak directly into the microphone so that people in the room and those attending remotely can hear comments and see presentations. To request to speak via video conference, click on the participants at the bottom of the screen and click raise hand. The mayor will acknowledge your request and allow you to speak. Citizen comments are limited to 3 minutes per individual unless additional time is otherwise required by law. No discussion or action may be taken at this meeting on any item not listed on the agenda other than to make statements of factual information or recite existing policy in response to an inquiry. And Lisa.
Thank you all. My name is Luisa del Rosal. I'm a Republican candidate for Texas 26, and I promise you, I will not speak for 3 minutes. No, I won't even speak for more than 20 seconds. I just thank you all for allowing me to be here. Thank you for your service. To be honest, when you run for Congress, everybody's so excited, but the real work of serving people happens at the local level. And all I can hope is, one, if I could earn your vote, is that I could be a good federal partner for y'all, because there's real issues in cities. And Texas 26 is a fantastic place, but it has massive growth. You all are experiencing it. And what does that mean for infrastructure, for development, for the things that really matter for folks that sometimes aren't sexy, right? We all care about border security. Absolutely. It's a #1 issue, but also water and transportation and our roads. And what does it mean for the people that don't want to be stuck commuting for a long time? And I don't know about y'all, but I am self-made. I'm by my merit. I have a very small company. We paint parking lots. Literally, that's what we do. We watch paint dry. And my crew is everything. And all I want to do is make sure that there are people in Congress that remember that some of us are creators. That's what we do. We try to create for our families. We try to give back, and we just want to live in safe communities that are thriving and that give back to each other, and a government that actually serves the people. So that's how I want to be. Go to my website, Luisa for Texas. I'm super ordinary, y'all, but Texas has given me extraordinary opportunities, and I think that's what we do as communities here. I love to earn your vote. Texas 26 is open. Dr. Burgess has, represented for 20 years, so hope to be that fresh conservative leadership. So I'm very available. Luisa at Luisa for Texas, my website. I have business cards. I'll leave it here. Text me. Jeff knows I will answer. Please show up to vote. You guys know this. It's the most important thing that you can do. Vote in your local elections, but also who you send to Congress will impact the decisions you guys take in this room. It's just the reality. So I hope to be that person. I would love to, again, Luisa with a funny last name. Thank you all. Thank you for what you're doing. And thanks to the city of Auburn. I yield my time back.
Thank you.
All right, new business, new items previously requested by council members, staff, or citizens for consideration by the council. Consideration action on ordinance number 823-24, ordering the May 4th, 2024 City of Aubrey general election for the purpose of electing a council member to place 1 for a 2-year term, a council member to place 2 for a 3-year term, and a council member to place 5 for a 3-year term.
Mayor, I move that we approve ordinance 823-24.
I'll second.
Motion by Jeff, second by Matt, all in favor? Passes 5-0. Consideration action on a resolution number 954-24, authorizing participation in an office of the governor CJD E-Grant Violence Against Women Justice and Training Program for the hiring of a victim advocate for the Aubrey Police Department, and authorizing the city manager to act as the city's authorized official on behalf of the city of Aubrey.
Honorable Mayor and Council, thank you. One of the things that I've identified that we're in need of is some victim advocacy. So I began some discussions with Lori Nelson with Denton County Friends of the Family, talking about what our options are, what we could do, and we identified that obtaining a grant to hire this person might be the way to go. So we began some work. What you're approving tonight, this resolution just allows us to enter the grant process program. We get to make the application. You're not authorizing this position or this award at this time. We found out that the amount of money that's available for this grant is sketchy, so we may not be funded. We had a very compelling case in the documents. Those that have looked at it believe that there's a possibility it could be funded, but the money's tight, so we don't know. But we want to get in the loop where they know our name, they know we have an issue here, and they know it's a priority for us. So what you're approving tonight is just the authorization to continue in the process and submit the application for the grant. The numbers change from what was on the staff report. It's now up to about $103,000, and the city's match is about $31,000. But we shouldn't have any outlay of cash because we're getting to in-kind match the supervision salary. We already pay a lieutenant, and that money's going to more than cover that $31,000. So if awarded, more than likely, we will not outlay a penny for this grant. It would be a 1-year grant, renewable in 2 1-year terms. And then on that 4th year, we would decide if we wanted to keep that person on as a City of Aubrey employee. Very important position of those 170 victims of violence that we had. We would really like to pour into those people. Number one, it helps them. Number two, it helps the department because we can mitigate those repeat callers that we're going to and address that issue. So I really think it's a very valuable and important program for us. Lieutenant Johnson, Lori, they have spent a large amount of time compiling the data needed to submit this grant. So tonight I'm asking for you to approve this resolution so we can continue in that process. Lori's graciously agreed to be here tonight. If you have any technical questions, we can get them answered.
Make a motion to approve resolution number 954-24.
Second.
Motion by Randy, second by Aaron, all in favor? Passes 5-0.
Thank you for your support.
Discussion regarding the appointment and service obligations of Leanne Wilson to serve as a director for the High Point Ranch Municipal Utility District. Consider and take appropriate action.
Are you starting or am I starting?
Mayor and council, the High Point Ranch Mud, in City Mud. And as you recall, we had the opportunity to appoint somebody to that board. And you guys appointed me at our last council meeting. Since then, we've had one meeting and there's additional requirements for that board that I wasn't aware of up front. So we just wanted to take the time tonight to go over those items with you guys. Patricia will follow me here in a second. Would you like to? Okay.
You want to go ahead?
One of the things for the mud is you have to own property or you have to live within the district, the mud district. And obviously it's an undeveloped area, so nobody can live there. So there's a procedure that is commonly used. And what they do is the developer transfers a piece of land, 1 to 5 acres, to the attorney in this case, and then the attorney transfers it to the directors. And so I would be one of those directors. And so I would have a lot in that district to allow us to do business. And from there, I'm going to let Patricia explain how that looks.
I'm going to do it from right here. So I reached out to Mindy Caney and asked her for some clarification, and we did not ever connect on a phone call. So, but in the meantime, I had already figured it out. When I looked at the documents Leanne had, and I did request that any documents going forward, because Leanne's doing this in her role as a city employee, be communicated to me as well, because we don't want any Leanne being at risk. So it was a very odd situation. I understand the requirement that you have to own property. We did in the statute, it says Mark Heiser is the initial director. We do have the authority to appoint another director. And so y'all have appointed Leanne, which makes perfect sense because of her public works and development knowledge. But so we're just kind of concerned about her, and we wanted to make sure, just a public record, that Leanne Wilson does not truly own a piece of property in the sense that you and I would think about that. I mean, this is something that is a deed held in escrow, and it's an entitlement that she has, an interest that she has to meet a statutory requirement. If something would happen to Leanne, that interest would go to the other owners of that piece of property. So we really just wanted to make sure that was on record. So we didn't want anything coming up where people thought that it was inappropriate that we had a city employee owning property within High Point, and then High Point development matters are coming before the council. So that was the main reason for us to just kind of have this discussion, and also just to make sure that Leanne, was covered and good with what she was doing. So it's not anything unusual in the course of their business. It's unusual in my business, and it's probably unusual to y'all. So, but it is what it is. And so, like I said, just kind of wanted to get that out on public record.
Good.
Is there any action that we need to take on that?
In that case, consideration action on awarding a professional services agreement to Dunaway Associates LLC for a new comprehensive plan for the city of Aubrey and authorize the city manager to negotiate and execute final documents.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. In December, the city issued an RFQ for an updated 2045. That's what we're calling it, the 2045 Comprehensive Plan, which had the inclusion of a strategic plan for the municipal development district. The request contained an introduction to the prospective vendors that stated the city of Aubrey is requesting submission of qualifications for all parties wishing to be considered for consulting services related to the development of the city's comprehensive plan. Qualified planning consultant teams are requested to submit qualifications for the project as described in this RFQ. Responses are invited from individuals and firms with the necessary expertise and experience in comprehensive plans, public engagement, economic development strategy, and practical planning and implementation principles. We received five submissions to our request from highly qualified companies, and a staff committee reviewed and scored each based upon a set of metrics that we communicated to the vendors in the RFQ. Those metrics were based 25% on the firm's understanding of the project and applicability, applicable experience in comprehensive plans, public engagement, and practical planning implementation principles. 25% was based upon the qualifications of the team and the key members. 25% on references from clients that receive similar services, 15% on the firm's availability and proposed work plan, and 10% on the completeness and professionalism of the submission. Hold on, I lost a piece of paper here. Found it. After thorough review of all plans, Dunaway Associates LLC received the highest marks from the scoring committee, and staff is recommending awarding a professional services agreement to Dunaway Associates for the completion of the Aubrey 2045 comprehensive plan that will include the MDD strategic component as well. The cost associated with the plan includes $115,000 for the core 2045 plan that will be paid by the city, and $77,000 for the MDD strategic plan component, for a total of $192,000. The MDD board received a presentation last night and they approved their portion of the plan at their meeting. Since we are still under contract negotiation, staff would also request that you authorize the city manager to continue negotiation and execute the final documents after final legal review. Tonight, we have Mr. Stephen Cook with Dunaway and Associates on the Zoom. I want to say that Mr. Cook was planning on being here on February 22nd because we told him that's when the council would be considering this, but we moved it ahead. And I told him that it would be fine if he appeared here tonight on Zoom to give you a kind of a brief overview of the process and how they'll work from here. Stephen, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Crowder. I'm Mayor Council. My name is Stephen Cook. I'm a senior planner with Dunaway Associates. I've been with the company almost 2 years. But previously to that, I've been a municipal city planner in and about the DFW area. I served as planner for the city of Denton, and my brother used to live in Aubrey, and I'm very familiar with the city and all the growth issues that the city is experiencing coming up the 377 corridor. We're excited to be able to do the comprehensive plan for the city. The city has already done a considerable amount of work in working with transportation and parks and being able to set your sites in goals for those. And we're going to integrate all of that work that has already been done into a new comprehensive plan that's going to identify land uses, provide recommendations on how to manage growth in location, timing, and quality and quantity, and be able to tie all those pieces together and with a strategic plan with the MDD that fits in the economic development side of things. We want Aubrey to be successful, to enhance its environment for the community, and really work on the great resources that the city already has and wants to keep for its existing citizens and all the new growth that is pressuring the city to come in over the time. This plan is going to be utilizing a lot of community input. We will work with a steering committee that's going to help direct our primary policies and goals and objectives that we want to have. We'll have multiple opportunities for citizen engagement. We are partnering with another company called Civic Brand that helps us brand the comprehensive plan and being able to provide a website for people to kind of look at how the comprehensive plan is moving forward, as well as having open house meetings, and so that residents and stakeholders are going to be able to come in and provide additional feedback to some of the ideas that we're putting together into this plan. So it's a really major part of doing that community engagement. And one of the best things about it is doing the community engagement in such a way so that we engage not only the residents, but business owners, and so that we can tie that into the strategic plan for the MDD. We want to make sure that both of these plans work hand in hand. Our partners with Catalyst Commercial will be heading up most of the work on the strategic plan, and we're going to be managing that contract together so that all of us work together with the city. One of our biggest things is that we don't write plans. What we do is that this is a plan of the city, and it is your plan. And we're just here to facilitate it and make sure that we get you the best ideas as we move forward and get you the best data we can, and be able to have a great document afterwards that can provide you some real implementation of those ideas and give you a good decision-making tool, because nothing hurts me more than just having a plan put on a shelf. It's a document that needs to live and breathe and be a real part of how you make decisions into the future. So we're really glad for this opportunity, and I'm available for any questions you may have.
Any questions for Mr. Cook?
I don't have any questions, but I'm excited about what you guys can put together for us.
Did you hear the mayor?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Stephen. We should have a 9 to 10 month time frame for this. And we'll have a lot of information. We'll have to put a steering committee together, as Stephen said, and we're ready to get started. That's why we move forward to today. We're not quite finished with the contract. Patricia's team has put together a professional services agreement that Dunaway has in their hands right now, and they have verbally said they approve of all of our comments, and we should have that back in the next week or so we can finalize the agreement and get started.
Do we need to table this tonight?
We're posted so that you can go ahead and take action to award the contract to Dunaway and then authorize the city manager to negotiate and execute the final documents. So we're posted to go ahead if you're comfortable with Dunaway and you're comfortable with, the ballpark figure that's being given by them, then you can go ahead and take action.
Mayor, I move that we approve the professional services agreement to Dunaway Associates LLC for a new comprehensive plan for the city of Aubrey and authorize the city manager to negotiate and execute final documents. I'll second.
Motion by Jeff, second by Chuck, all in favor? Passes 5-0.
Thank you again, Stephen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Discussion and provide direction regarding setting a date for a joint meeting with the Aubrey ISD.
Mayor, Council, several weeks ago, I met with Dr. Saylor, the new superintendent for Aubrey ISD. We're working on numerous projects together and having a lot of discussions about the future and the growth and what we're doing. We agreed at that meeting that we needed to go ahead and set up a joint meeting of the council and the trustees. And right now, we're proposing the date of Wednesday, March 6th. They are available at that time. If you have availability, that's what we would like to propose to you. It'll be a joint meeting. We'll have a number of people that we've talked to recently in meetings that we've recommended that they attend that meeting as well, so they can hear about the development One of those being the Mustang Sud. We met with them a few weeks ago. And they weren't aware of some of the development going on as much as the school district and we are. So I recommended that they come to the meeting. It's a public meeting and open, and it's a good place to hear about what's going on with the city and the school.
Is that the only date they had?
That's the only date she gave me. If you have something you would like me to go back with her, to her with, we can propose another date.
We'll have a child with a birthday that day.
That is the
Take a
second
meeting.
Wednesday. What about the third Wednesday? What is the date of the third Wednesday?
Yeah, that's right.
That's spring break. If that's not good, I can go back and we could do a date in April.
I think spring break here is the week of the 11th. Yeah. Yeah, the 10th through the.
So
19th,
what if I
whatever.
go back with the third Wednesday? What's the third Wednesday?
20th.
The 20th? That's right before your meeting on the 22nd.
I may be out of town for that.
How about I go back to Dr. Saylor and March 28th is their meeting, but you won't be here on the 22nd,
Twentieth.
the 20th.
Last Thursday. Third Thursday.
Can we ask him for some April dates?
Yes,
And
we
then
can.
revisit this on the 22nd?
Yes, ma'am. I will email Dr. Saylor in the morning and ask her for some April dates and try to get more than one. Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
That, we have executive session. Accordance with Texas Government Code, section 551.001 et sec, the city council will recess an executive session to discuss the following. Section 551.071 1 and 2, consultation with the attorney.
I move that we go into executive session.
Second.
Motion by Jeff, second by Matt. All in favor? 5-0. Time is 6:29.
Open session.
All right, we'll reconvene the open session. Time is 7:03. Don't have any action to take, right?
Motion to adjourn.
Adjourn.
Boom. All right.
Oh, yeah.